Dear guests, our teachers and school friends, we are very glad to greet you here at our traditional Festival of Foreign Languages. Today we are going to represent you performances in English and Chinese. We are going to read poems in two languages, English and Chinese. Of course, it is a very special festival in our school. Once a year, we demonstrate our achievements in learning foreign languages. It is very important for us and we greet you with pleasure. Дорогие гости, наши учителя, мы очень рады приветствовать вас на нашем традиционном фестивале иностранных языков. В нашей школе всегда особое внимание уделялось диалогу трех культур – русскоязычной, англоязычной и китайской. Поэтому сейчас мы поделимся с вами тому, что мы узнали за этот год на английском и китайском языках.
Our today's festival will start with presentation, which will be performed by the pupils of the 7th class. Presentation is called "We Train and Travel in China." They will tell us about training at Shaolin Temple and sightseeing in China.
我们开始今天的表演吧。7年级的学生想去中国旅行，但他们不只要旅行，而且也要锻炼武术。
Наш фестиваль мы начинаем с выступления учеников 7 классов. С презентацией мы тренируемся и путешествуем в Китай.
Last summer, my classmates and I decided to go to China for training and sightseeing. We wanted to know how the Chinese wushu sportsmen were training, and we went to the Shaolin Temple.
So I did a little research, and then last summer I traveled high up into China's Winti Mountains, where the stunning scenery takes a breath away. For a month of training at a real Shaolin school. I arrived late at night, exhausted by my long journey. But the next day, I was woken up at 5:40 for a run to the top of nearby mountain.
I struggled slowly upwards, and by the time I reached the top, the Chinese students had crawled back down on their hands and knees to build their muscles and were back at the academy warming up. And when my new Shifu, or teacher, Master Greenbone, arrived, he was calm and patient, not fierce and proud, like I had imagined. We began by practicing Mabu, a basic wushu position. For this, you stand with your legs bent, as if sitting on a chair.
It looks simple, but I couldn't do it for more few seconds. I felt like a failure. Master Dimon came over and told me that I would learn little by little. After the class, he told me that the key secret to wushu was repetition, and that I would improve greatly after a lot of practice. In the afternoon, I chose to study Tai Chi, a martial art which focuses on controlling energy. Physical training was finished at 6 p.m. after an exhausting 8 hours.
Fortunately, evenings were time to work out our minds, with 2 hours of either Mandarin Chinese or meditation classes. Building mental strength and control is an essential aspect of wushu too. By the time the day was over, I felt almost sick from exhaustion. But as I showered to my disappointment in the cold water, there is no hot water in the school. I told myself that if Shaolin monks could train from 5 a.m. until late in the evening, under much harsher conditions, with many of them beginning at the age of 5, then I could survive a month there. And we understood there that nothing is impossible if we really wanted. Now you heard about our trainings, now we will tell you about our sightseeings.
For our trainings, we decided to travel to Dalia Museum of Wushu Culture. It is really great world Guinness. The museum is located in Dalian. As a special topic, it is a combination of collection exhibitions, martial arts performances, martial arts trainings, and great exams. The museum is aimed on collecting and displaying the martial arts of culture relics. It carries forward the essence of Chinese martial arts culture in promoting the national fitness movement. I was deeply impressed. There were familiar and unfamiliar objects like swords, spears, and other strange items. If you travel to Dalian, you should visit Dalian Museum of Wushu Culture.
Last summer, I arrived in Beijing and decided to go to Forbidden City. Forbidden City is a palace where Chinese emperors from 1420 to 1940 lived and where the Chinese dragon throne is located. Now it's a palace museum. Forbidden City is one of the best Chinese architecture projects. For a long time ago, no one could go there except Chinese ministers and generals, but now everyone can visit Forbidden City, so it's a very popular attraction in China.
We had a great opportunity to visit the Great Wall of China. It impressed us greatly and we would like to describe it to you. The Great Wall of China is one of the greatest wonders of the world. It was first built in 3rd century BC. In fact, it began as independent walls for different states. But when it was first built, it did not become the Great Wall until the Qing dynasty.
Emperor Qin Shi Huang succeeded in his effort to have the walls joined together to serve as fortification to protect the northern borders of the Chinese Empire from invasions. Afterwards, it was rebuilt and maintained over the years between the 5th century BC and 16th century AD. Nowadays, the Great Wall of China is a popular tourist attraction. Every year, more than 40 million people visit the Great Chinese Wall. I really wish you to visit it one day. In 1974, a group of friends in China were digging when they encountered Terracotta Army. It's one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. It's interesting to know that all faces and clothes and figures were different. We were amazed by the spectacular Terracotta Army. These sightseeing shouldn't be missed.
Last summer I was in Shanghai with my friend, and I decided to visit Shanghai TV Tower. And you know, it's one of the highest skyscrapers in the whole world. It has a museum and a revolving restaurant with Chinese traditional dishes and a spectacular view on Shanghai. Also, it has a room with a floor made from glass. When I was staying on it, I felt excited and a little scared, because I was staying on 276th floor.
I visited Shanghai Zoo. It is one of the best zoos, not only in China, but in the whole world. It counts up to 6,000 animals. Many of them live in China only. This zoo impressed me from the first second I arrived in it. Moreover, all the staff in this zoo love animals very much. I strongly recommend you to visit this zoo.
Really, we have seen a lot of sightseeing in China, but as for me, the most of all is unique Chinese opera. We arrived at the theater just before the lights went down. As the curtain rose, the actors came on the stage in their beautiful costumes. Fairy wreaths, ribbons of gold and silver were like a kaleidoscope of color. The costumes go all the way back to the street show days. The actors used to wear bright colors to stand out in the dark. The singing was quite strange, very sharp and high-pitched. Just like the costume, the singing style was really edgy.
The opera we saw was Lady White Snake, a classic Chinese folk tale. A white snake changes into a beautiful girl and then falls in love with a human. But the actors didn't only tell the story through song and dancing, and acrobatics were fantastic too. The actors used not only their faces, but also their whole bodies to act out the story and show their emotions. These actors trained very hard at opera schools for years from about the age of 7 or 8.
At the final, it was breathtaking to see them all together on the stage.
That's all we wanted to tell you about our trainings and travels. We wish all of you to visit China one day.
It seems to me that this presentation was very exciting. And these are the problems all of us are involved in as we're eager to know everything special about China. That is why now you will listen to the dialogue where the pupils of the 8th class of our school will discuss the differences and similarities in culture of Russia and China.
现在8年级的学生给你们介绍中俄两国文化特色。
А сейчас ученики 8 класса представят вам свою презентацию «Диалог культур».
哦，你好，你叫什么名字？
你好，我叫付老大，你呢？你是中国人吗？
对呀，我叫当龙，我是中国人。你是俄罗斯人吗？
是啊，你知不知道在俄罗斯有好多古迹？
我知道，最有名的古迹就是红城。红城是莫斯科最重要的，也是最美丽的广场，是城市的心脏。 在这里，我们庆祝最重要的节日——红城，因为红色而代表美丽。
哇，你很厉害！我知道，在中国有天安门广场，中国最重要的广场位于北京，天安门广场就是最大的城市广场。天安门广场北端是天安门城楼和紫禁城。
你太精彩了！我听说过 俄罗斯人很久以前就喜欢去大剧院看戏、芭蕾舞。大剧院是俄罗斯最有名的剧院。大剧院是1822年建设的，大剧院能容纳2000多人。
没想到大剧院那么大。
对了，
你说的没错，但俄罗斯人也喜欢去看京剧。京剧场，终于18世纪的北京京剧，包括常年做的京剧里的男性角色化妆复杂，京剧里的红色代表中原。
真的吗？我也不知道这种细节，很有意思。
黑色代表正义，蓝绿代表蓝教化。
你也很厉害。说实在的，我的梦想就是在莫大学习俄语。国立莫斯科罗蒙诺索夫大学是俄罗斯最早的大学之一。莫斯科国立大学是1755年建设的。目前，在莫大从世界各地来的35000多学生受到高等教育。
我知道，在中国有世界知名的大学，北京大学是1898年建立的，它是亚洲最著名的学府。今天的北京大学已经成为国家培养高素质、创新人才的摇篮。
我忘了，克里姆林宫。克里姆林宫是位于俄罗斯首都莫斯科，是俄罗斯联邦行政总部，同时是俄罗斯总统的驻地。莫斯科克里姆林宫是俄罗斯国家的象征，是世界上最大的建筑群之一，是历史瑰宝、艺术和文化古迹的宝库。
克里姆林宫也很美。在中国有紫禁城，北京故宫就称紫禁城，位于北京中轴线的中心。
你真的对中国文化有兴趣？你知道吗？2月16号是春节。
我知道2018年属狗。我知道俄罗斯人过新年的习俗跟中国人不一样。
没错，中国人很喜欢过春节。中国人过春节也有4000多年的历史。在春节期间，中国人都要举行各种庆祝活动，贴春联、扔爆竹等等。
祝你新年快乐，万事如意。
Дорогие гости, мы поздравляем вас с наступающим китайским Новым годом. 新年快乐!
This was very interesting. And now the pupils of the 8th class will show you a presentation about their traveling to Sweden. You see that pupils of our school travel not only to our beloved China, but also to Europe. And they are ready to share with you their impressions.
谢谢你们的介绍，很有意思。现在我们听一听8年级的学生怎么去欧洲旅行。
Сейчас ученики 8 класса покажут вам свою презентацию о Швеции.
Hello everyone. So today we want to show you our video about Sweden.
Hello guys, and today we're going to talk about Sweden. The capital of Sweden is Stockholm. It is a country in northern Europe, population of over 10 million people.
What about sites? The Vasa Museum. The exhibits of the museum, the Vasa ship. The ship, which is older than USA for 100 years. This is a royal Swedish ship that sank before he could finish the first swim. I really want to visit Nobel Museum, dedicated to the Nobel Prize. Museum was opened in 2001. Classic Swedish dish is mashed potatoes with herring, meatballs, pear soup, sweet buns. A feature of Sweden is the mentality, which was formed by the Swedish education. Nature is beautiful there. This music isn't very popular outside the country. One of the group ABBA has gained fame as a bastard for a film Mamma Mia. I knew that. Wow, cool. Cinematography of Sweden gave us many wonderful films. For example, Pippi Longstocking, The Adventures of Picasso, and My Dog's Life. We hope that you like it. Goodbye!
We hope that you like it. Thank you for your attention.
That was exciting. And now the pupils of the 8th class will show you our hospitality.
我真的很喜欢这个表演，谢谢你们。
Вы знаете о гостеприимстве нашей школы, о чувстве юмора наших учеников. Сейчас вы увидите, как ученики 8 класса умеют принимать почетных гостей.
Кирилл, ты когда мне учебник вернешь?
Да отстань ты от него, доучит ерунде и вернет. Hello, dear children. Today we have an English lesson. Sit down, please. English lesson. Do you understand me?
Yes, English, I do. I understand you because I learn English every day. And I want to say that you are the best teacher in the world.
Че? Да, алло. Да, конечно, разумеется. Да, по высшему разряду, да. Итак, дети, к нам с визитом из самой Великобритании приедет один очень важный гость. Давайте покажем, как мы хорошо знаем наш английский язык.
Hello. This is a chair. Sit down. Sit down.
No. Sit down over here. He's down.
Good morning, dear children. I'm very glad to see you here in such a very beautiful school.
Ты говоришь, тусила где-то?
Дети, вы что такое несете? Спросите лучше у нее что-нибудь на английском языке.
Бойко сиди.
Who are you, женщина?
Да не женщина, а woman.
Who are you, woman?
Me? I'm Queen.
Queen. Ну, спой, что ли?
Buddy, you're a boy with the beat. No place in the street. Gonna beat man something. You got better face. You big disgrace. You the dog and all over the place.
We will rock you.
Слушай, а мне нравится эта старушенция.
Дети, Queen — это королева Великобритании. Кирилл, спасай ситуацию. Спроси что-нибудь на английском.
What is your name?
I'm Elizabeth. Elizabeth II.
Да секонд-хенд говорит.
Андрей, последняя надежда. Только на тебя.
Do you like Moscow?
Yes, I do.
Да говорит, с ума с вами сойду.
С ума сойду, это такая сильная группа надо, там они с английским уклоном.
Эй, Элизабет, у меня есть кое-что для вас. Павло-Посадский платок, original, quality best, $100.
Okay.
Так, что же делать, что же делать? У меня есть идея.
Oh, this is Russian balalaika.
Yes,
Can you sing Russian частушки on Russian balalaika?
yes. Дети, придется петь частушки.
Wow.
Мы частушки вам споем с английскими словами. Если Мирон станет зэм, виноваты сами.
Мы веселые герлы, дэнс нам очень нравится. В клубе зажигаем мы, классно отрываемся. Если ты не полный лузер, посещай трилессенсе, а не умный ютуб стадии, иди рой канавы.
Мы блютузы в уши вставим, пару штонцев включим раз. Больше нам ничего не надо, лишь бы ноты точью от.
Скул я утром просыпаюсь, every day at 6 o'clock. Все равно я умудряюсь пропустить один урок.
Мы в кантине вместе ходим, everyday питаемся. И, конечно, на ушу карту занимаемся.
Русский выучила я, великий и могучий. Хороша Италия, а Россия лучше. Хоть наши языки и разные, но мы петь одни и те же песни.
Did you like this scene? Great idea. Let's invite more important people to our school. And now you will listen to the poem about Moscow in Russian and Chinese. It will be performed by the pupils of the 7th class.
现在我们欢迎7年级的学生表演莫斯科诗歌。
А сейчас вы услышите поэму о Москве, которую для вас исполнят ученики 7 классов.
Город чудный, город древний, ты вместил в свои концы и палаты, и деревни, и посады, и дворцы. Опоясан лентой паши, весь пестреешь ты в садах. Сколько храмов, сколько башен на 7 твоих холмах.
这是一座古老而神奇的城市，它被农田环绕，被花园点缀，寺院和高塔在深山屹立，这就是莫斯科，我们的母亲。
На твоих церквах старинных вырастают дерева. Глаз не хватит улиц длинных, это матушка Москва. Кто силач возьмет в охапку хом Кремля богатыря? Кто собьет золотую шапку у инвана звонаря?
哪个大力士能将鹤林母林宫拦腰抱起？谁能将敌凡的金银降落在地？谁能将中王抬旗？谁能将炮丸转移？
Кто царь колокол подымет, кто царь пушку повернет, шляпу, кто гордец не смеет снимет у святых в Кремле ворот. Процветаешь и слава вечной, город храмов и палат. Град срединный, град сердечный, коренной России град.
我们经营的神圣城堡，俄罗斯的根基，愿你名垂千古，繁荣昌盛。莫斯科永远祝福你。
And one more presentation today. And we think that it is absolutely unusual presentation because it is dedicated to music.
每个人都喜欢听音乐，但好像我们还是对音乐不太清楚，所以最后的表演，就是让我们更了解音乐。
Все мы любим музыку, а некоторые люди просто живут в музыке. Музыка помогает нам в изучении иностранных языков. Она помогает нам понять культуру страны изучаемого языка. Но так ли хорошо мы знаем музыку? Давайте послушаем Баранова Даниила и Кузнецова Влада с презентацией о музыке.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello everyone! Today we are going to tell you about music.
So, we will talk about history of music. There are some periods of music development. The first period called prehistoric music. African native tribes used flutes and drums in their everyday life.
The second period is called music of ancient world. People were using harps, drums, bells, and other musical instruments. They used them in their theater performances.
The third period called old music. Ancient Catholic cathedral used music in developing people's music education.
The last period is called medieval music. People were singing in Catholic choral ensemble. You could hear this music in theaters. Now let's talk about classical music.
So, classical music was music for aristocrats because only an orchestra can produce it. Classical music is beautiful and it's also valuable.
According to scientists researchers, classical music develops your brain processes. So, if you like to be clever, you just need to listen to classical music. What was it, Vlad?
That was music from 20th century. 20th century was a difficult century. 2 world wars, hunger, and economic crisis.
However, music was developing extremely fast, and in 20th century we've got some new genres like jazz, rock, and swing.
So, there are some great musicians from 20th century. For example, Elvis Presley,
Michael Jackson,
the Beatles,
and the Queen. Music of present.
So, music of present developed so fast.
Every person on the earth has access to music.
And we are proud of it. Music became a very big part of our life.
Music is everywhere. We hope we liked our presentation.
Thank you for your attention.
So, that was all we wanted to present to you today. Thanks you for your attention.
谢谢大家，再见。
Это все, что мы хотели вам представить сегодня. Спасибо за внимание.